Have you ever walked into a room, maybe like a classroom or the playground, where two people were just arguing?
Oh, yeah.
And even though they stop talking right when you walk in, the air just feels, I don't know, kind of heavy.
Yeah, totally. It's that tension where the silence actually feels loud.
Exactly. Like you just want to turn around and leave immediately.
Right.
But then on the flip side, have you ever walked into a room where everyone was laughing and suddenly you felt lighter, even before you knew what the joke was?
That's a very distinct feeling. It's like the energy is just contagious.
Well, today on the deep dive, we are exploring a source that takes that invisible feeling, that vibe of a place, and makes it visible.
Right.
We are looking at a scientific paper or a news report today. We are unpacking a story called The Chronicles of the Friendship Glow.
And this isn't just a simple bedtime story. I mean, it is a story, but it's a really fascinating look at how a community functions.
Yeah.
Specifically, we're looking at this event called the Winter Friendship Festival.
Right, in a place called Maple Hollow. So let's set the scene for you first, because the source material paints this incredibly vivid picture.
It really does.
I want you, listening right now, to just close your eyes for a second. Imagine a town where it's winter, but not that slushy, gray, wet sock kind of winter.
Oh no, this is the ideal winter, the perfect winter.
Yeah, the text describes the snow covering the town like powdered sugar.
Which is such a great phrase because it implies it's soft, it's light, and it's sweet, it's inviting.
Exactly. So you're walking through this powdered sugar snow, and you smell something.
Mm-hmm.
The air isn't just cold. The source says there is cocoa steam curling into the air.
You can practically smell that rich, warm chocolate.
You really can. And looking up, you see these colorful lanterns twinkling between the trees.
It sounds perfect. It sounds like a place where literally nothing could go wrong.
And here is where it gets really interesting. Above the park, there is this massive sparkling banner that says, "Welcome to the Winter Friendship Festival." And our main characters are walking in. We've got Mia, Max, and Harper. But the second they arrive, the vibe shifts.
Yeah, we see this immediately through Mia's reaction. The text specifically notes that she tugs her scarf tighter.
Which is a physical reaction to discomfort.
Exactly. And she asks, a festival just for friendship? She's skeptical.
Yeah, and Max is the complete opposite. He's grinning. He's saying it sounds awesome.
So right away, you have two very different perspectives,
Mm-hmm.
the enthusiast and the doubter.
But before they can even, buy a ticket or grab a cookie, the inciting incident happens.
Enter Luma.
Luma, she's this tiny snow fairy. And the description here is just great. Her wings are sparkling like frost.
Yeah.
But she isn't here to just sprinkle fairy dust and leave. She looks worried.
Because this is where the story introduces its central conflict. Luma explains that the friendship glow is fading.
Right. And when she says that, the actual environment reacts.
It does.
The source says the booths were quiet, children were standing all alone, and those beautiful lanterns, they weren't twinkling anymore.
No, they were flickering.
Flickering, yeah, almost dying out.
In literature, we sometimes call this pathetic fallacy.
Okay, wait, what is that?
It's basically a fancy term that means the weather or the setting matches the mood of the characters.
Ah. Oh,
So the lights are dimming because the connection between the people is dimming.
I love that. So the magic isn't actually in the light bulbs. The magic is in the people.
Precisely. The infrastructure of this whole festival relies on the social health of the town.
Okay, so Harper steps up. Harper says, "We can help."
Always the brave one.
Always. And Luma tells them their adventure begins. Now, they have to visit 3 specific booths to fix this fading glow.
And this is where we are going to really dig in today because each booth represents a very specific social skill.
Right, it's like a diagnostic test for the whole community. Okay, let's unpack the first stop. Booth number 1. They walk up to the compliment carousel.
Now, visually, this is stunning. It's a carousel made entirely of ice horses.
But it's frozen solid, it won't move at all. And there's a sign that says, "Say something kind to make it shine."
This is such a classic puzzle. The obstacle is a lack of energy, but not electrical energy.
Right, emotional energy.
Exactly.
So the kids start trying to make it move. And I want to look closely at the specific words they use here because the text is very deliberate.
Yeah.
They don't just say, "I like your hat."
Right, because I like your hat as a surface compliment. It's about an object.
Yeah. Instead, one of them says, "You're brave."
You're brave. That is a compliment about character. It's about who the person is inside.
Exactly. And another one says, "You make me laugh."
Yeah.
And the third is, "You're a great helper."
These are what we call intrinsic affirmations.
Okay, explain that a bit for us.
Sure. When you tell a child, or an adult, frankly, that they are a helper, you're giving them an identity.
Oh, wow.
You're telling them they have value just by being themselves.
That is so powerful. And what happens to the ice horses when they say these things?
The carousel begins to spin.
Yeah.
But not just spin. It glows with a soft rainbow light.
A rainbow light. It's interesting that it's not just white light. It's all the colors.
Which signifies that kindness comes in many different forms. It's diverse.
Yeah.
And the lesson the source explicitly calls out here is compliments build confidence.
Compliments build confidence. Think about that mechanism for a second. The carousel was heavy and stuck.
Right.
Which is kind of how we feel when we're insecure, right? Frozen.
Heavy.
Right.
Exactly. And the compliment acts as the lubricant. It removes the friction of self-doubt.
It allows the person, or the carousel in this case, to just move freely.
Yeah.
So the lights at that booth flare up, one down, but the festival isn't saved yet. They move on to booth number 2.
The teamwork snow maze.
The teamwork snow maze. I have to say, a snow maze sounds both incredibly fun and completely terrifying.
Oh, especially when you were lost.
Right. And the text says there were 2 other kids already inside, and they are totally stuck. They do not know which way to go.
Now, this is a crucial decision point for our main characters.
Yeah.
Mia and Max could easily say, well, good luck, and just run past them to finish the maze first.
That's the competitive instinct, the I want to win mindset.
But the source explicitly says they joined the stuck children.
They stopped their own forward momentum.
Yes, to connect with someone else.
And that changes the entire dynamic of the problem.
Completely.
It's no longer me versus the maze, it's us versus the maze.
The source mentions that they worked together to find the path, and importantly, they were laughing and encouraging each other.
Okay, why is the laughing important there? I mean, they're still lost, aren't they?
They are, but it changes the state of being lost.
How so?
Well, when you are lost alone, it's a crisis. It triggers panic.
Right.
But when you are lost with a group that is supporting you and laughing with you, it becomes a puzzle.
Oh, wow.
It becomes an adventure.
That is such a good distinction. Panic versus adventure.
Yeah.
And because they are calm and working together, they actually find the center.
And what do they find there?
A glowing snowflake badge appears right in their mittens. Just poof, magic.
And Luma whispers the lesson for this booth. Teamwork unlocks the way.
Teamwork unlocks the way. It's interesting because the word unlocks implies there was a door or a barrier that one person simply couldn't open alone.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, think about how limited one person's perspective is.
Yeah, true.
In a maze, you can only see the wall directly in front of you.
But if you have 4 people,
Exactly. Maybe one boosts another up to see over the wall.
or one remembers the left turn and another remembers the right turn.
You're combining brain power. It's essentially a distributed network.
That makes so much sense. And by solving the maze together, they generated enough social voltage to light up that section of the park.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay, so the carousel is spinning, the maze is conquered.
2 down.
But now we get to what I think is actually the hardest challenge of all. Booth number 3.
The Sharing Cocoa Cafe.
Yes, the Sharing Cocoa Cafe. This one feels the most realistic to me.
Oh, absolutely. It's the classic resource challenge.
Right. The text says the toppings were running low, and the kids were arguing over marshmallows.
This is the economic concept of scarcity in action.
Right.
When resources are limited, people hoard. They think, that's my marshmallow.
Yeah.
The whole mindset shifts to survival.
And you can really feel the tension in the description. It says the kids were arguing, voices were getting loud.
And the glow was fading fast here. It's getting dark.
Really dark, so Harper has to intervene. And Harper proposes something radical.
Yeah, Harper says, what if we mix and share?
What if we mix and share?
Harper is completely flipping the script from scarcity to abundance.
Okay, but how does that actually work? Because if you only have 5 marshmallows, you still only have 5 marshmallows. Bro.
Mathematically, yes.
Okay.
But experientially, no.
Yeah.
Think about it. If I have a cup of dry cocoa powder and you have a marshmallow.
We both have a pretty bad drink.
Exactly. But if we mix them, we both have a great drink.
Oh, I see.
The text describes the result perfectly. Giant shared mugs.
A giant shared mugs. And listen to these sensory details. They are topped with sprinkles, whipped cream, and peppermint bits.
Because by pooling their resources, everyone got a fully loaded cocoa.
Nobody missed out.
Right.
And the reaction, the text says everyone started laughing. The arguing stopped instantly.
And the lanterns above the booth shone brighter than ever.
Brighter than ever. So the lesson here, according to the source, is sharing creates happiness.
Yeah.
But I actually think it's deeper than just happiness.
What do you mean?
I think it's about inclusion. It's about community. Because when you share from a giant mug, you are saying, we are all in this together.
Right.
You aren't just feeding people, you're bonding with them.
I completely agree. It creates a warmer atmosphere.
So we've hit the trifecta now.
We have
We have validation at the carousel.
collaboration at the maze.
And generosity at the cafe.
Those are the 3 core pillars of this society's friendship glow.
So now we reach the climax of the story. All the kids gather in the town square. They've done the work at the booths.
But is it enough?
The text really builds the suspense here. The lights flicker one last time.
It's that dramatic moment of hesitation. Did it actually work?
And then, bam! The source says they burst into a dazzling glow. Luma claps and announces, you restored the friendship glow.
And look at how the environment responds this time. We talked about the flickering lights earlier being sad.
Right.
Now the sky itself transforms.
A sky. It says snowflakes swirled into a glowing heart-shaped aurora.
A heart-shaped aurora. That is the ultimate symbol right there.
It really is.
The atmosphere is literally reflecting the love and connection the children generated.
But the story doesn't end with just the light show. And I love this next part because it makes the magic personal.
Yeah, each child gets a gift.
A tiny crystal bracelet.
Now, we have to pay attention to the functionality of this bracelet. It's not just a piece of jewelry.
No, the text says it sparkles whenever the wearer shows kindness.
Which is a brilliant narrative device.
Why is that?
Well, it turns the friendship glow from a big external festival thing into a small internal personal thing.
Oh, it's a feedback loop.
Exactly. You do something kind, you get a visual reward, the sparkle, which makes you want to be kind again.
It gamifies kindness in a way.
It does. But more importantly, it creates a sense of agency for the kids.
Right. They don't need Luma the fairy anymore.
Well,
they don't need the festival. They carry the glow with them right on their wrists.
Which leads us perfectly to the outro of the story.
Right. The festival ends, and the text notes that the decorations fade back to ordinary winter lights.
Which is a really important detail, because life isn't always a festival.
Right.
It's not always high energy and sugar and giant cocoa mugs.
But the text says the real friendship glow stayed.
Yeah.
It remained in smiles, laughter, and every helping hand shared that season.
So the source material is fundamentally arguing that the glow isn't the lights.
No.
The lights were just an indicator. The glow is the behavior.
It's the habit. It's the habit of saying, you're brave, instead of staying silent.
Right.
It's the habit of saying, let's work together, instead of just running ahead to win.
And it's the habit of saying, here, take some of my sprinkles.
Exactly. So what does this all mean for us? Why should you, listening right now, care about a story regarding snow fairies and crystal bracelet?
Because we all live in Maple Hollow.
We do. Every classroom, every living room, every playground is a little community.
And we control the lighting.
We really do. If the vibe in your house feels dark or heavy, like we talked about at the very beginning.
You have to ask yourself, which booth do we need to visit today?
Right. Do we need more compliments?
Would you need more teamwork?
Or do we need to share better?
You can actually diagnose the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, we're arguing over the remote control. That's a Coco Cafe problem.
We need to mix and share.
Exactly. Oh, everyone is sitting silently and looking sad. That's a carousel problem.
We need to say something kind to make it shine. That is such a powerful tool to have in your pocket.
It really is. It takes these big, messy feelings and gives them a really clear structure.
Okay, before we let you go today, we have to give you a challenge.
Yes.
We talked about that crystal bracelet, the one that sparkles when you're kind.
I want you to imagine you're wearing one right now.
Look at your wrist. Pretend it's right there.
It's invisible, but it's waiting. Here is your mission. What is one specific kind thing you can do right now or today to make that bracelet sparkle?
And don't make it easy. Don't just say, be nice. Be specific.
Yeah. Can you spot someone who looks a little lonely at recess and ask them to play?
Can you tell someone in your family you are a hard worker and just watch their face light up?
Can you take something you really want, like the last cookie, and split it in half?
Think about it, because if you do that, you aren't just being nice. You are literally powering up the lights in your world.
I'm going to try the compliment one today. We'll tell our producer that he's incredibly patient.
And I'm going to share my water bottle with you, because I know you forgot yours.
See? The glow is working already.
It is. Thank you so much for exploring the Chronicles of the Friendship Glow with us. It's been a magical deep dive.
Keep that bracelet sparkling, everyone.
You'll see you next time. Bye.